This is Chris Videos. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box, and I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw, January 9th, 2023 reviews. So here we go, discussing about Monday Night Raw. Now we kick off the show with Kevin Owens. He comes out and he starts saying that he got a match against Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble. And then as soon as he said that, all of a sudden he gets interrupted by JBL. JBL comes out and he goes like, you ain't gonna beat Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. The one that should be facing Roman Reigns is the one that pinned him the last time, which was 3 years ago, and that is the modern day wrestling god, Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin comes out, he starts talking, and while both of them still talking, Kevin Owens puts his head onto the turnbuckles, not even listening at all. And Corbin was talking about how he's going to beat Kevin Owens and all that stuff. And Kevin Owens was like, okay, how about this? I'm bored of you anyways. Everybody was bored when you came out and started talking, but how about this? We could have a match right now. I could just hit a stunner on you, and you could just leave, or we could ring a bell, and I could hit a stunner on you then. So, yeah, that's what he would say, and JBL said, yeah, he accepts. Baron Corbin gets in the ring, we get the match underway. Kevin Owens versus Baron Corbin one-on-one with JBL at ringside, and it was an okay match. It was going back and forth and everything. We seen Corbin hit the deep six onto Kevin Owens at the ending, pinning him, but Owens barely kicking out too. Corbin runs to the ropes, but then he gets kicked in the stomach, getting hit with a stunner by Owens and gets pinned for the 3 count. So Kevin Owens defeated Baron Corbin tonight on Raw. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was an okay match to kick off the show. But then after the match ended, Kevin Owens gets attacked by the Usos and Solo Sikoa. They come out there just beating him down stuff. They hit a super kick onto Solo hits a super kick onto Kevin, knocking him over the barricade. But then that's when Kevin grabs some steel chairs and starts beating all 3 of them with the chairs. Throws Jimmy Uso in the ring, beating him with the chair and stuff until they drag Jimmy out. And yeah, Kevin Owens was standing tall. He grabs a steel chair, sits down in it in the middle of the ring. Solo was trying to run back to start another fight, but he gets held back by the Usos, and Adam Pearce comes out telling them to leave. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff though. But yeah, I give that match 2.5 stars. But yeah, still to come later on tonight. Just many more stuff. Up next, we're going to be dealing with Alexa Bliss. So yeah, just many more stuff to come. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, now we will get to the Alexa Bliss situation, but there was a segment backstage where we see Adam Pearce talking to the Usos and Solo Sikoa about the situation, about what just happened, and he tells the Usos that, they better watch out because they are going to be facing a tag team of whoever wins a tag team turmoil match later on tonight. So yeah, there's a tag team turmoil match later on tonight, and winner of that match will be facing the Usos. So that's what Adam Pearce said. And then he tells Solo Sikoa that he got the match tonight against Dolph Ziggler, and the Usos was like, well, we ain't going to leave. And they was like, yeah, you're going to leave. You're barred from the arena. And Solo's going to be having a match tonight. So yeah, that's what Adam Pearce said. But yep, after that, we see the stuff about Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair's match from last week and all that, with Bianca getting taken out, and the announcer said that Alexa Bliss will be facing a fine, and Bianca's injured and all that. And then Alexa comes out standing on the announce table talking about how Bianca should be afraid of her, not afraid of Bray Wyatt or Uncle Howdy and stuff. That she will be taking away her Raw Women's Championship and all that. But then all of a sudden we see Uncle Howdy's, this thing playing, where we see a bunch, when we see Alexa Bliss and stuff, a bunch of images of her, and then we see a playground and stuff, and then Uncle Howdy makes his way out, and he just walks out laughing and stuff. So yeah, pretty much face to face with Alexa Bliss. But yep, that's what happened there. But next we're going to be seeing Damage Control in action. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. So we got Bayley. She comes out to the ring with the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, Damage Control. So Bayley grabs the mic, and we see Mia Yim make her way down as well. And because she got some match against Bayley one-on-one, and Bayley grabs the mic and she starts talking about how Becky Lynch is afraid of her. She ain't there tonight because she's afraid of her, and that she beat Becky, and that, Becky don't want to face the facts. And then she goes like, Dakota and Io, y'all can take the night off. So Dakota and Io is going backstage and stuff for this match. So it's just a one-on-one match between Bayley and Mia Yim. So it was going good and stuff, both of them going at it and stuff. Bayley was trying to hit the Bayley to belly onto Mia Yim, and Mia Yim reversed it and all that stuff. Mia Yim gets run into the turnbuckle until Bayley does a backslide onto Mia Yim. The referee starts counting. Bayley puts her feet on the ropes, getting leverage, and she got the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Bayley defeated Mia Yim tonight in a one-on-one match. That's what happened for that match. I'll give it 2 stars. That's what I'll give it. But yep, that's what happened there. And then after that, we hear about Johnny Gargano being injured at a live event with his shoulder, but it shouldn't be like too serious. So then after that, we see Candice LeRae get interviewed backstage talking about Johnny Gargano's shoulder and stuff like that, until she gets interrupted by Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley was like, I can't help but tell, but that you sound excited and you want to enter into the Royal Rumble match and all that. Is that right? And Candice LeRae was like, yeah, that's right. And then Rhea Ripley was like, okay, how about this? We get a match tonight and stuff. So yeah, they was bickering back and forth, and yeah, they got a match set up. Rhea Ripley versus Candice LeRae, one-on-one later on tonight on Raw. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. But it'll probably be pretty good. So yeah, gotta check it out then. So yeah, I will see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, so we get the United States Champion, Austin Theory. He comes out to the ring and he starts talking about Seth Rollins, how he beat Seth Rollins for the United States Championship last week, and Seth is injured and all that stuff. So yeah, he's just talking a lot of crap about Seth until Seth Rollins comes out, and he comes out with crutches and stuff. And then all of a sudden he throws one crutch away, but he uses the other one, to get around and stuff a little bit. So he's able to walk a little bit. He gets into the ring, and him and Austin Theory starts having some back and forth with words and all that stuff. Austin Theory starts telling Seth that he's the pinnacle and all that stuff, and that he's going to enter into the Royal Rumble match, win the Rumble, go main event WrestleMania, still walk out of WrestleMania as the United States Champion, and walk out of WrestleMania as the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So yeah, that's what Austin Theory was saying. But then Seth Rollins said that he is not 100% with his knee, but by the Rumble time, he'll be 100% with his knee. So yeah, that's what he said. And then he starts telling the fans to, sing a song and all that. And then he looks at Austin Theory and goes like, see you later, kid. And then he gets out the ring, past the crutch over to Theory, like pushes it in his chest. He gets out the ring, starts walking up the ramp up until we get Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley makes his return back. He walks past Seth Rollins. He gets into the ring. Austin Theory was telling Lashley not to get in the ring, but Lashley gets in the ring. Theory tries to attack Lashley, try to hit him with a crutch. Lashley ducks, runs to the ropes, comes back with a spear onto Theory, and then locks on the Hurt Lock. So yeah, Bobby Lashley was standing tall. Well, actually, he didn't even lock on the Hurt Lock. I meant he just picks him up and throws him over the top rope. That's what I meant. So yeah, Bobby Lashley standing tall, returning tonight on Raw, attacking Theory. Pretty good segment. Liked it. It was pretty great. So yeah, that's what happened there. And it looks like Bobby Lashley will possibly enter into the Rumble as well. And Seth is, and Theory is as well. So yeah, 3 people is now entered. But up next, we're going to be seeing Candice LeRae versus Rhea Ripley, one-on-one up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Raw, it was a one-on-one match. It was Rhea Ripley versus Candice LeRae one-on-one. It was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth a little bit. Rhea starts, controlling the match a little bit. Candice LeRae coming back a little bit as well, knocking Rhea Ripley over the top rope and stuff onto the floor. And then Candice LeRae springboard off the bottom rope, trying to hit like a crossbody onto Rhea Ripley outside the ring. Rhea Ripley catches her in the air and then tosses her into the barricade, slamming her. And then she locks on that vicious submission move where she got you by the legs, and then lifts you up as well. I think they call it the prison lock or something like that. I forgot what it was. But yeah, she had it locked on and tosses her into the barricade again, dropping her. Throws Candice LeRae back into the ring, gets in the ring as well, hits her with Riptide, and then pins her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Rhea Ripley defeated Candice LeRae 1-1 tonight on Raw. That's what happened. Pretty great match. Go check it out. It was pretty good. So yeah, I give that match 2 stars. That's why I'll give it. Pretty good match between Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae. Actually, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good one. So yeah. But then after that, we see Byron Saxton. He goes into Bobby Lashley's locker room. Told him that Lashley got reinstated from his suspension, even though I thought he got fired. But yeah, he goes in there, starts talking to Lashley about it, and then MVP comes up interrupting him. He goes like, MVP starts telling Lashley, "Hey, do I get a thank you since I got you reinstated and stuff?" And Lashley was like, "Okay, thank you." And then MVP was like, "Well, how about this? We should bring back the Hurt Business with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander." So yeah, and Bobby Lashley was like, "I don't want to do that right now." And he goes like, "Well, okay." He goes like, I'll just say that eventually down the road, we expand that business." And he goes like, "All right." And MVP was like, "I still got the same number." And Lashley walks out. So yeah, that's what happened there. That's how Bobby Lashley got reinstated. But yep, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. But before I get to that match with Solo Sikoa and Dolph Ziggler, we got to talk about a few things. So we've seen the video package with Cody Rhodes and stuff. A very nice video package or whatever of him about to come back soon. So yeah, that's what we've seen. Pretty good. Go check it out. But then after that, we see Dolph Ziggler getting interviewed backstage, and he's talking about facing Solo Sikoa tonight. But then he gets interrupted by Mustafa Ali. The reason why Mustafa Ali interrupts him is because Ali is kind of a little bit upset that Dolph Ziggler declined of him and Mustafa entering into the tag team Turmoil. And Ziggler was like, "Look, I don't want to enter it because I want to face Solo. It's not about the tag team for me. It's not about you tonight. It ain't nothing about y'all." So yeah, that's what he said. And Mustafa thinks he got an issue with him. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see The Miz and Bronson Reed get an interview backstage. Bronson Reed is back. And I like that he's like the heel now instead of like how he was at NXT, you know what I mean, as the babyface. But yeah, him as a heel is a little bit more better. Miz tried to put his hand on his shoulder, and Bronson just looks at him and stuff like, "Get your hand off of me," type thing. And Miz was like, he's a delicate man and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what he was talking about, Bronson. And then we get to the match, Solo Sikoa versus Dolph Ziggler one-on-one. It was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth. Ziggler almost won a few times. At one point, Solo lifts Ziggler onto his shoulders for the Samoan drop, it looks like. But Ziggler gets off his shoulders and then hits a zigzag onto Solo and then he pins him. 1, 2. Solo barely kicks out at 2. Ziggler goes to the corner, setting up for the super kick. He tries to hit the super kick onto Solo. Solo catches the split and then tosses him down to the mat. Ziggler runs to the ropes to try to jump up for like a DDT or whatever, but Solo catches him into the powerbomb position, tosses him up in the air, hitting a Samoan spike onto Ziggler on the way down, and then pins Ziggler for the 3 count. So yeah, Solo Sikoa defeated Dolph Ziggler tonight on Raw. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, the Usos come out celebrating with Solo. So yeah, for that match, I'll give it 3 stars. Pretty good match. Go check it out if you have yet. But yeah, later on tonight we got the Tag Team Turmoil. And not only that, we'll see the Judgment Day on Miz TV up next on Raw. So yeah, that'll be up next. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, now we get to the next segment of the night, Miz TV. So yeah, The Miz comes out hosting Miz TV, and his special guest that he introduces was Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley, the Judgment Day. So yeah, the Judgment Day come out, and Dominic wearing a bandana over his face, and just everything's just funny. He got a tattoo of a teardrop and stuff like that. Just funny stuff, you know. He comes into the ring and he starts explaining what happened to him in prison, you know, and he was talking some stories, talking about snitches get stitches, how he was on the top bunk and somebody was talking junk about him. Somebody, they're going to punch a hole in his face. He gets down, he goes like, "Wait, we got an issue," and he ends the issue there. Just funny stuff like that. It was just really funny, and Miz was playing along with it. Just really funny stuff, and he goes like, "Oh, but he wasn't even in prison. He was in jail, county jail." And then they was like, "No, he's bad." So yeah, just funny stuff like that. And Damian Priest was like, "What? We got a problem, Miz?" And Miz was like, "No, we don't got a problem." And you know they're about to jump Miz up until Luke Gallows or Carl Anderson, the OC, come out because we get the Tag Team Turmoil up next. So yeah, and Damian Priest said that him and Finn Balor will win that match and go face the Usos and win the tag titles. So yeah, that's what they said. But yeah, Tag Team Turmoil, which is the main event, will be happening up next, and they're starting off with Finn Balor and Damian Priest of the Judgment Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the OC, up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a Tag Team Turmoil match. Winner of this match will be facing the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos, for the tag titles eventually, probably at the Rumble. So it was the main event, and we kick off the match with the first two sets of teams. It was Finn Balor and Damian Priest with Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley at ringside, the Judgment Day, versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the OC. And it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. The OC was doing pretty good up until we get to the ending where Gallows and Anderson was doing pretty good, and then Damian Priest comes in there clotheslining Luke Gallows over the top rope. And then Dominic was trying to interfere and stuff, but the referee was distracted because of Priest. Dominic grabs Carl Anderson's foot and distracted him. And then that's when Finn Balor rolls up Carl Anderson for the 3 count. So yeah, the Judgment Day defeated the OC. The OC had to leave out. And then out came Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, which was the next team. They was doing pretty good until we get to the ending of that match as well, where we see Damian Priest hit South of the Heaven, which is a sit-out chokeslam onto Cedric. He goes over there holding down Shelton. Finn Balor climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with coup de grace onto Cedric, and then he pinned him for the 3 count. So yeah, the Judgment Day advances again. They eliminated Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. And then the next team was Chad Gable, Otis, Alpha Academy. So yeah, it was Alpha Academy versus the Judgment Day. And Alpha Academy was doing pretty good. We see Otis bring back the worm in this match. The caterpillar. He did that in this match and all that. And Alpha Academy was doing pretty good. Like, they was going to defeat the Judgment Day up until we seen Otis climb up the second turnbuckle, about to do the splash. Finn Balor quickly grabs Chad Gable and brings him close to his chest. Otis jumps off with the splash onto them, and he accidentally hit his own tag team partner with it. And Finn Balor was hurt and all that stuff. And then we see Damian Priest hitting like a roundhouse kick on Otis and then hitting vicious clothesline onto him, pinning him for the 3 counts. So yeah, Judgment Day advances again. They eliminated Alpha Academy. And then after that, Finn Balor was hurt. He was getting his ribs checked and all that stuff. And he said he can't wrestle. And then Adam Pearce comes out and he goes like, "Dominic, you're in this match." So yeah, we had Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio versus Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits. which was like the last match, and it was going back and forth. We've seen some pretty cool stuff after Angelo Dawkins got thrown over the barricade and stuff. We see Montez actually hit the 450 splash at one point onto Dominic, and he pins him, but Damien pulls Montez out the ring at the count of 2, and he tries to throw Montez at the steel steps, and Montez dodge, and Priest runs into the steps. So yeah, Priest got himself taken out. And then that's when Dominic grabs Montez, rolling him up, putting his feet on the ropes, getting the 3 counts. So yeah, the Judgment Day eliminated the Street Profits, and yeah, the Judgment Day are now the #1 contenders for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match, the main event. I'll give all the matches together, I'll give it 3 out of 5 stars. I'll give it 4 stars. That's why I'll give it. Pretty good match, as a whole at least. So yeah, that's why I'll give it. After the match ended, we see the Usos come out, holding up the tag titles right in front of the Judgment Day. So yeah, the Judgment Day versus the Usos for the tag titles, maybe at the Rumble. So yeah, that's what's happening there. Pretty good stuff though. So yeah, for tonight's Monday Night Raw, I'll give 7.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good episode of Raw. The main event was good with the tag team, and then Bobby Lashley returning and stuff. So yeah, pretty good stuff. But yeah, that has been my Monday Night Raw reviews. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And yeah, I'll see you guys later for this Friday's Friday Night SmackDown reviews and this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then.